Yeah, it's interesting to see that we have a big amount of work that has been done along the entire 20th century and even before, focusing on development. And many of these contributions are now being recovered and helping to understand and set possibilities and directions for development in recent years, especially after more or less dismissal of a Washington consensus based on liberalism policies. An example would be, for example, the convergence of structuralist approaches with innovation system frameworks, helping to understand how underdeveloped countries are fitted into global economic systems and how they could improve on that and promote a structural transformation and overcoming the situation of underdevelopment. The gap we could see would be more related to policy. Once you find a lot referring to the chapter I'm writing, that a lot of scientific and technological innovation policy is actually focusing on what you could call a narrow perspective of an innovation system, focusing only on explicit innovation policies, having sometimes a background of understanding of a linear innovation process and not focusing the big institutional setup. At the same time, you find a lot of evidence, empirical evidence, many times departing from social groups specific, that mobilize institutions as a whole, finding technological solutions, fitting together local knowledge, traditional knowledge with technological knowledge, and making many transformations from which policy actors could learn a lot and adapt on that in order to really explore the potential of innovation and combination with industrial policy to promote social outcomes. Yeah, the most issues that should concern should be related to when thinking about policy, development policy, specifically if we talk about innovation policy, is specifically ask what kind of policy should you promote and with what kind of aim. On a broad perspective, you should think about building on innovation system and policies for national innovation systems that have as a main focus overcoming specific hurdles and challenges of underdevelopment. This necessarily means to better understand the social processes, the institutions, the informal institutions that exist, and that being able to build on policies that have the beneficiaries as protagonists. Once they settle the main directions and vectors of transformation they desire, they need. And based on that, you should try to move further and join together different policy types and combining and converging innovation policy with industrial policy, with macroeconomic policy, also with social policies, cultural policies, initiatives in the health and agriculture area and so on, so that you have a comprehensive and meaningful way of putting forward development that has an inclusive outcome.